Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Steel Line Sports League Off the Track. Today's episode, we're actually going to cover week one of Monster Jam. And to be honest, this was an exciting week to start. And back with me, as always, is Dor Z.
Hello, back once again.
Thanks for joining me.
Absolutely.
All right. And so Monster Jam, new satellite. So new year means a new season. And of course, Monster Jam started. So the season started at Salt Lake City on Friday. But we're going to cover whatever happens from Thursday through Sunday. Because, of course, the Thursday reveal was Thunder Roars. And so, yeah, but before we get to that, we're actually going to start with what happened around the industry. And that we're going to start with Monster Truck Wars, who just had a show recently in Mesquite, Texas. So I'm going to start with the two reveals that they had over there. One of them was the brand new Shark Attack. So for those who are listening, so it kind of looks like the Megalodon body, just like reworked and remolded and everything, but it has a really light blue color, like to match the ocean, and then with the white to match the shark colors and everything, with the logo Shark Attack on there. And this I didn't know. It has red eyes on there.
Yeah, I didn't know about this either. I do like the color of it, and like you said, it definitely reminded me of like the ocean, like an aqua color.
Oh yeah, it looks like really, really cool. And I believe Alex Barton drives this truck.
I believe he did.
And then not only that we also had a new reveal coming in from Harper Outlaw himself on Instagram. Was the reveal of Radical Rescue. So this one actually kind of took me off by surprise, because Radical Rescue was a Monster Jam name. And while it was an actual truck in the early 2000s, so around like 2002, I think, and was mostly a toy during the Hot Wheels and Spin Master era. And now this name is on Monster Truck Wars, so that was surprising.
That was a very good surprise. Like you said, I've known the truck by basically just the die-cast forms of, I believe, Spin Masters revealed like two different ones. Actually, I think three. I don't know if they did like a color change or one. I think they did something like that with Radical Rescue. And yeah, I think the first time I've seen it was in Hot Wheels.
Yeah, no, that so they had a regular version which was like the red fire truck, and then they also had the reveal to steel version. So it's like it switches from red to steel on certain.
Yeah, so there was a change in one.
Yeah, there was. As far as other variants after that one, I'm not sure, because I think
I have like two red ones. They have different rim colors, so I know they did like an updated rim color for one of them.
Yeah, I think one of them was from a double pack. I think against with Earthshaker in 2019. Yeah. I think it was. So yeah, this one actually was a surprising reveal, Radical Rescue, because Shark Attack was announced like a couple of months beforehand, but Radical Rescue was like, that was really unexpected. So that one's really cool, and the body looks really nice actually. So it's like an old style body. Not sure which brand it's using, but it looks pretty neat.
I actually haven't even seen the body yet. I didn't even look at the show that much besides seeing the Shark Attack.
Yeah, there's only like one footage of it, and that's the reveal, and that's it. Like, there's no pictures, not a lot of it. And so moving on from Monster Truck Wars. Oh, before I forget, actually, so using results from Dave609 from YouTube on Instagram. So he has show 2 results. Wheelies Donuts was Outlaw driver Michael Harper, and then Freestyle was Outlaw as well. However, racing was Shark Attack, and that is as far as we got from Monster Truck Wars. And then moving on, we also had All Star Monster Truck, which was just down in Florida. I forgot what city or town it was.
I believe Toxic was at that show, right? I can't
Yeah,
remember.
so that lineup was Plane Crazy, Crazy Train, Bad Habit, Gladiator, and that last record we just named it. It was Toxic, yes.
Toxic. That's a killer lineup.
That is. Oh yeah, and Sinistar was there too. Forgot about that. So we didn't get much from that tour as well. This upcoming weekend they're going to be at Naples, Florida, for 2 shows. One on Saturday afternoon, and then one on Sunday afternoon, and that's it.
That's cool. I've liked the All Star shows. I went to I forgot which one it was. I went to one last year, and I went to a versus one. But I always have fun with those independent shows.
All right, nice. And as far as other shows that we probably missed, let us know in the comments down below. But let's go on to some Monster Jam stuff, shall we?
Absolutely.
All right. So starting off on Thursday, the Thunder Roarers reveal from San Diego. So that was revealed, and that actually answers the 2 last TBA spots for Series Stadium Blue and then Arena Series Central. So for Stadium Blue, we got Colt Stevens behind the wheel, which was pretty nice, even though we already knew that from a leak from Monster Jam on accident. However, the second driver for Central is Tony Oaks.
Which I was glad to see that because Tony definitely deserves to be to have a great truck like the Thunder Roar's body, and I feel like he's going to do really well in the Arena Central tour.
Oh yeah, and he already has.
He already has.
He already has. We'll get to that part soon here. So yeah, that was Thursday, and then moving on to Friday. So here's where the season really kicks off. So Monster, sorry, go ahead.
Should we start with Arena West then?
So yeah, I'm start because on Friday it was only West that kicked it off. So
Yes.
Monster Jam started in Salt Lake City, Utah, with Arena Championship Series West, and we all know this lineup. It's an 8-truck lineup, and on Friday, pull my results here. So the Friday evening show. Here we go. So the winner of racing was Tristan England and Earthshaker. The skills challenge was Earthshaker again. Donut competition was Kristen Anderson and Gravedigger. And then the freestyle was Gravedigger, and then that led to the overall for Gravedigger with 26 points on the night. And then moved on to Saturday afternoon, show 2. Racing winner is Elvis Linus, El Toro Loco. The skills challenge was also El Toro Loco. Donut competition, this one's a big W for David Olfert and Velociraptor with the Truck Depot sponsor, which is pretty nice, honestly. And then moving on
to paint scheme with with the more purple on top of the truck.
Yeah, it's the same one that's more accurate to the render now.
Yeah.
And then freestyle was also Velociraptor, and then overall Elvis takes this with 25 points. And then moving on to just a couple hours later that night to Saturday, show 3. Starting off with racing, we had El Toro Loco taking another W. Skills was Elvis again. And then Donut, Tristan England, Earthshaker takes one. And then for freestyle, El Toro Loco takes that win. But the overall winner was Earthshaker with 29 points in the night. And then the final show of the weekend on Sunday afternoon, show 4. So for racing, we got El Toro Loco. Skills was Earthshaker. Donut competition was also Earthshaker. And freestyle, you guessed it, Earthshaker, which overall led to Earthshaker for 26 points of the day.
So yeah, after the first weekend of Arena West, right now Tristan is leading the tour by 3 points over Elvis, and Elvis is and behind Elvis is David Alford, only behind 9. And that right there is the top 3. Elvis did really good in racing in Salt Lake City. He really dominated. For the stats that I did, he's 11-1 in racing right now.
Nice. Can't wait to see this guy. Leading up to Tacoma, we'll see how this goes because that is a stadium-sized floor. But yeah, this one will be an exciting one this upcoming week. So moving on to Nashville, Tennessee, and Bridgestone Arena, and they started on Saturday afternoon. And boy, oh boy, was this probably actually a lot more surprising because racing, Dalton Widener, Jurassic Attack. See, I knew he was going to be a heavy hitter when it came to racing here because he defeats Armando Castro and El Toro Loco on that show. Skills goes to Weston Anderson and Gravedigger. Donut competition goes back to Jurassic Attack. Freestyle is Gravedigger. And then the overall was Jurassic Attack with 27 points. Then moving on to the second show of the night. Racing was El Toro Loco, Armando Castro. And then Skills was Gravedigger. Donut was Gravedigger. And then Freestyle was El Toro Loco once again, with the overall going to Gravedigger with 29 points. And then Sunday afternoon, Dalton Widener does it again, getting the racing win. Skills goes to El Toro Loco. Donut goes to Gravedigger. Freestyle goes to Scooby-Doo, Lindsay Reed, which was a little bit surprising. I didn't know that she would get a win. But the overall goes to Dalton Widener, Jurassic Attack, with 25 points of the night.
Yeah, for this definitely the points in this between like fourth and well, actually, when I'm looking at the points now, I meant to say second to fifth. They're really close together. Meanwhile, Weston right now has a 10-point lead, which could be everyone could catch up to that. But Weston, I don't know. I feel like Weston's gonna pull away, leading to because he's dominant in the scales. He's gotten 2 out of the 3 wins, of course, but you can't really count Dalton. He's had a fantastic first weekend in his first ever full arena series, while getting 2 racing wins out of the 3. Right now, 6-1 in racing. And Hunter Souza, things that I've seen with him in the Earthshaker, he's looking promising too. To get the, I think, Rookie of the Year with the nice backflip he did, and he had an amazing save as well.
Yeah, so I guess we're all wrong about East because we all did call Weston would probably get it because it does look like an easy tour. But I did call that Dalton would be a heavy hitter. So this one's actually going to be a fun one to watch. So moving on from East, we go down to Central. From Greenville, South Carolina, also on Saturday. So the racing win goes to Cody Saucier and Dragon. Skills goes to Brandon Minson and Gravedigger. Donut goes to Jamie Sullivan and Monster Mud Dalmatian, which is pretty nice. And then Freestyle goes back to Cody and Dragon. The overall goes to Dragon with 27 points. And then going on down to show 2, Saturday evening. We're going with Racing Dragon again. Skills Gravedigger once again. Donut Thunder Roar's Tony Oaks finally gets a win. And then Freestyle Tony Oaks was another one, which for the overall goes to Gravedigger with 26 points. And then on to show 3, Sunday afternoon. Racing will go to Gravedigger. skills challenge will go to Brandon Tulashka and the Packer Fastener Just Get Her Done 2, which has a new paint scheme, which looks pretty nice, to be honest. And then donut competition goes once again to Jamie Sullivan and Monster Mud Dalmatian. And then freestyle goes to Dragon. And the overall, actually, I didn't know this one. Or I think I did, but I just forgot about it. Packer Fastener Just Get Her Done 2 with 25 points of the day.
Yeah, I think we called this in the last podcast that we did, that this tour will definitely be the most competitive one, and it's showing it right now. Between Tony and Jamie Sullivan, 3rd to 7th, they're only 9 points apart. And Cody is above Tony by 16 points, and Brandon's leading Cody by only 4. So after this first weekend, it's still very tight. And I don't know. I was thinking that Brandon might have. I had a feeling, or I had a gut feeling, he was going to take all 3 overalls, but I was completely wrong about that. I was glad seeing that everyone really had a great weekend in this tour.
Yeah, and then also seeing that on this tour, 3 different drivers get the overall.
Yep.
So that's amazing. All right, so that was the arenas. Now we're moving on down to the first stadium show that opened up. And I'll let you do this one because it's from Oakland, California.
All right, so Oakland had one show over the weekend. So the racing winner went to Cole Vernard in the Black Pearl, which was nice to see. Him versus Travis Mowry in the final round. Well, would have been Gravedigger, but unfortunately had truck problems. But it was cool to see Travis and Cole in the final round for that. And the rest of the night, all Team Gravedigger. Adam Anderson takes skills at freestyle, and he also takes the overall event champion with 32 points. And he's only 2 ahead of Cole Vernard, which he had also a fantastic day.
That's right. And so that was good.
Well, I don't know if you want to talk about stuff now, or are we just gonna do it after we're done talking about
so we
the rest of the tour?
can kind of, if it's, because I do have some things to say about Red. So maybe not the best way to start this series, honestly. Well, when it came to Black Pro winning, we were like, oh, this will actually probably be a packed show until we get the results from skills and freestyle. We're like, oh, never mind. But then we also find out that Tom Meents, probably not the way he would have wanted to start his new 20th anniversary with Max D, by blowing the motor in intros, and then was not able to make it back during the show, which sucks because he's now sitting dead last with 0 points.
Yeah, and also speaking of motors, or I don't know if it was a motor, it was I forgot what Travis said, but Velociraptor also was smoking in the final round of race, and he pulled up to against the line, and he made it like a couple of feet before his truck decided to die out for the rest of the show as well. So that was kind of not a way for Travis, or was not a great way to start off the year for Travis as well.
Yeah, so Red, a lot of problems here. But for sure not the only stadium show that had a lot of problems here. But sucks, Max D, not the way you want to start your anniversary, but neither did 40th anniversary for Gravedigger last year.
Yeah, it's kind of ironic because I don't know if you saw, but Bryce Kenny was going around to all the drivers and asking them who was gonna blow up their truck first, and Tom ironically said himself, which guess he was right, but I don't think he wanted to be right with that.
I mean, in a way, yeah, but it's like if we were to ask whose trucks are gonna break first, and if Tom did say me, he would have been right. But anyway, yeah, I guess he'll be right. All right, and so that was Stadium Red. Now we're moving down to Stadium Championship Series Blue from San Diego, California, from the Snapdragon Stadium, which is a whole new floor. Kind of looks like Camping Gold Stadium, just without like the extra level seatings and everything. But like you got like stuff in the background too, so it's a lot smaller, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know what the size of the stadium was. I didn't really see it too well. The only parts I really watched was uh, from like a live stream, and that was basically it.
Yeah, and so starting off with the first show at on Saturday evening, your racing winner was John Gordon Bad Company, and then going on down to skills was Tyler Meninga and Gravedigger, and then freestyle. Oh boy. Okay, so freestyle was not the best. This is why I'm saying the stadium shows were not at their best this past weekend because the winner, like no hate to her or anything, but it's like uh, the winner was Cynthia Gauthier and Lucas Stabilizer with
Oh
a
man,
9.613 over El Toro Loco and Gravedigger, who could have won freestyle. And then also on that same night, Shaker had problems, could not make it out to the track. And then for freestyle, neither could Monster Mud. But the
well
overall
actually,
goes to
Chris did make it out. He only got 2 hits in and didn't get a score.
oh, he did not complete the first 30 seconds.
Yeah,
Okay. And so the overall goes to Gravedigger, Tyler Meninga with 33 points. And moving on to the next show, Sunday afternoon, your racing winner was Gravedigger, defeating Son of a Digger. Going on to skills was Ryan Anderson, Son of a Digger, powered by Hoonigan. And then, man, I don't know. The San Diego crowd must have sucked at judging because the winner, once again, is Lucas Stabilizer. No hate to Cynthia or anything, but it's hate on the fan judging. I don't know what was going on with this crowd. What because everyone was calling them out. Even Ryan Anderson um, was pissed about this because apparently, so for Gravedigger's run, he barely did like a small rollover, but they shot him off on that, and they just end the run from there, and he was pissed about that.
man, if you have probably arguably one of the best Monster Jam drivers of all time, uh, taking shots over the officials, you know there's a problem.
Oh no, this was not the first time this has happened, actually.
I
You
know
know,
it's
but
not, but
yeah, no, like a lot of people always like to call on the officials, especially on the way they treat the RAI. And yeah, no, I'd be agreeing.
so
But
yeah.
however, go ahead.
Speaking of fan judging, I want to go back on that. Uh, yeah, this was like the most hatred I think I've ever seen fan judging because when you go on the Moss Jam page, you literally see like basically every comment was this person should have won or fan judging needs to go. I know I know this has been a problem for many years now, but I think this is the most I've ever seen hatred toward the fan judging, which I agree with. Like Mark Lewis probably had one of the best stadium freestyles in his. I think that was his best stadium freestyle, and got shut out because of fan judging.
Yeah, things weren't looking too hot for both freestyle competitions. And yeah, that was rough. Yeah, no, that was rough.
Man, even watching it live, it felt like I don't know. If I wasn't watching it live, then I don't think I would have felt like anything because I didn't really watch it. But since I did, that was just terrible.
Yeah, a lot of people were calling them out for that. So the overall goes to Ryan Anderson, Son of a Digger, powered by Hoonigan, with 34 points.
And with
And
both
now,
events combined, Ryan is right now leading the tour only by 1 over Tyler. And a nice third finish for John Gordon Bad Company with a nice start of the season for him.
yeah, the standings are not looking too bad. But the shows, however, were for both stadium shows. Actually, this is surprising. This is the first time in a while the arenas were actually good. All arenas were good except for the stadiums, which flunked so bad at this time.
Yeah, I don't know what
Uh,
happened in skills for Stadium Red. I don't know who deserved to win that because I didn't really see it, but the freestyle, I feel like they got the right winner because Adam did have a nice save after the backflip.
oh yeah, his save was insane. So what happened was he pulls a backflip. However, the truck decides to flip sideways. Once it hits the ground, once it hits the roof, it lands back on the side of the tires, and he puts it back on all fours. So yeah,
But
that
yeah,
was.
shout out to the independents too. There was a lot of independent winners over the weekend, and just a ton of like surprise moments of how good Joe Foley did in his first stadium event.
Oh yeah, his
I believe
freestyles weren't his freestyles weren't the best, but it's
yeah,
not. It's only the first week.
he's tied for fifth right now.
Oh yeah, I'm looking at that right now, which is crazy. He's tied with Cynthia and Bari driving zombie. All right, so moving on to the point standings, I'm gonna kick off with blue. So the first place is Ryan Anderson with 63 points, right over Tyler Meninga. And then third is John Gordon, having himself actually not a bad weekend. Was 51 points. Mark List was 44. Joe Foley, like we just mentioned, tied for fifth with 42 points with Cynthia and Bari. In eighth, Corey Romo Megalodon with 31. Actually, not having a great weekend either. If you saw, his truck broke kind of badly. He drove. Yeah, he was not having a great weekend. Colt
No,
Stevens, Thunder Roars with 30. Jim Kohler Avenger with 27. And to be honest, this is the hardest we've ever seen him run this time.
yeah, Jim had a fantastic first night. The second night, I really don't know what happened, but all I saw was he came in last in the overall, so of course he didn't have a really good showing.
Yeah. And then 11th, Chris Kohler Monster Mutt was 21. And then sitting dead last, Shaker Ryan Disherin with 5.
Kind of disappointing for Ryan Disharoon having a no show in the first show, unfortunately, with truck problems. And he
Yeah.
also missed freestyle again in the second night. So that Shaker truck, I don't know what's going on with this. So hopefully he can get that
Yep.
done and go back to San Diego and prove to them why he's a really good driver and why he should have been in the World Finals this past year and he wasn't.
Yeah, and then this is the same chassis he built on 3 weeks last year.
Speaking
So
of
yeah,
Shaker, since
not
we're on the topic, how do you feel about the name change? Well, I know why it happened, but how do you feel about it?
so at first I was confused because when I saw the post on my feed, I just blew by and like didn't notice anything about it until I came back to it. I was like, wait, hold on, it's just Shaker now. And actually, it's not the first time because the 2021 toy release is also named Shaker.
Yeah.
So I guess they also gave him a new theme.
Oh, did
So
they? I didn't even know.
it's not Here Comes the Boon by POD anymore. Soldiers
That
by
that sucks. I really like that theme.
yeah, I like the theme. I don't know why they changed it. Um, so yeah, it's Soldiers. I don't know what band. If anyone can put it down in the comments, please. Thank you. But yeah,
Yeah,
so
I
that
I don't I just don't like the name just Shaker because we have Earth Shaker already, and just the name Shaker. I don't know. Seems kind of
yeah
boring. I think it would have been better if he like just replaced the Saigon part and put something else in front of Shaker.
yeah Yeah, we could. I don't know. We're having just like we're having too many sharks across every other promotion. We have way too many shakers in Monster Jam. Whether whether you're military themed or construction themed, we have way too many.
All right, I'll go
Uh,
for the stadium red points. Uh, as I said before, Adam Anderson right now leading the tour with 32. And like what I said before, Colvinard is only 2 behind him, which he had a fantastic day. Who had a fantastic showing. Behind him, with 24, is Camden Murphy and Bakugan. Basically, between third and like 8th place, they're only like uh 6 points apart. So everyone's pretty close in this show. Tied for 4th, we have Bryce Kenny, Caleb Blood, and Soldier Fortune, and Jamie Garner having a great first show in El Toro. Tied for 4th with 23 points.
yeah,
And
that's amazing.
seventh place, unfortunately, well, I say unfortunately, he had 21, but for Todd LeDuc standards, kind of feel like that was kind of not a way he would want to start driving the Megalodon truck. Right now in 7th. In 8th place, Nick Pagliarulo with 18. 9th, we have Team Throttle, Mike Christensen Vendetta with 13. Travis Mowry with 11. Came in 2nd in racing. That's why he has all those points, and unfortunately no show with the rest. Matt Pagliarulo also didn't show for racing, but he did come back for the rest of the night, so he grabbed 7 points. And the probably the most disappointing of the weekend is not seeing the 20th anniversary Max D body perform, and Tom Enns sits in last with 0.
Yeah, it's sad. A lot of us here predicted Tom. Actually, it was me. Yeah, I think it was you, Kaden, and I that predicted. No, I'm pretty sure it was all of us when we predicted red. It was we all have Tom on there.
I had Camden.
You had you had Tom. Yeah,
In my prediction, I actually have Tom in 4th.
yeah.
Surprisingly.
So for for me, the Max D fan, that hurt. All right, let me cry. But yeah, that was being a for Max D. That was probably not the best weekend. Probably not the best way to start your anniversary either. But it happens. So moving on from red, we'll now do Arena Central. And like we said, this is a stacked lineup. So starting off with first, Brandon Vincent and Gravedigger with 72 points. Right under him is Cody Saucier, Dragon, with 68. Tony Oaks, Thunder Roars, 52 in third. John Zimmer Jr., Terminal Velocity with 50 in fourth. Fifth is Brandon Tolochko, Just Got Her Done 2 with 49. Zach Garner, Wildside, sitting in sixth with 46. Jamie Sullivan and Monster Dalmatian sitting seventh and 43. And then Michaela Tolochka and Megalodon with 37, sitting dead last.
Yeah, this I'm very excited to see this tour in Providence. I literally just grabbed my tickets today. I just drove over
Nice.
there and grabbed them. Uh,
Nice.
so yeah, I'll be there in the Saturday afternoon show. Yeah, it was great to see Brandon Tulechka get an overall event championship. I'm surprised Zimmer or Garner didn't get one win over the weekend. I'm kind of surprised about that. But what also I'm surprised is that Jamie Sullivan in her first full season Monster Jam weekend picks up 2 donut wins.
Yeah, I saw that. That was she does come from a monster truck background. She
Yeah,
drove FTI Torque just last year with Raising King Monster Trucks, who just sold all of their trucks recently to Triple B. And then Michaela Tolochka, she's doing good. But yeah, this is the one that we did say was stacked, and we had a lot of us predict Brandon or Cody, or you even predicted John and Zach up there.
Yeah, I believe I predicted Brandon to win, but like I don't think this is gonna be one where Brandon's gonna like pull ahead and just like have like over 150 points ahead of the leader. I feel
Yeah,
like this will definitely be closer.
yeah, no. This tour is the exciting one to watch. All right, so moving on down from Central to East. And then we got Weston Anderson sitting first with Gravedigger and with 77 points. Dalton White in your Jurassic Attack with 67. Being honest here, I did not think he was going to be sitting up in second already, which
No,
is amazing.
I predicted him to be like around third or fourth to start it.
Like I did think he was going to be like starting fourth this past weekend, but no, he is actually in second, which is that's awesome. Going third, Armando Castro Ultra Local with 62. Lindsay Reed, Scooby Doo, it's 57. And fourth, Hunter Souza, Earthshaker was on fifth with 51. Chad Tingler and Zombie with 41, sitting sixth. Bernard Light, Megalodon, 37 and seventh. And Frank Kreml, the Go Kreml, Stone Crusher, 20 in eighth.
Yeah, I'm kind of disappointed that Frank only has 20 points. He's
Sadly.
17 behind Bernard, which even I'm surprised Bernard didn't have a better weekend than I thought he would. Right now,
Yeah.
sitting in seventh.
Also,
Tingler,
so sorry, go ahead.
Tingler had an okay weekend. He grabbed a couple racing round wins, not racing wins, but got a couple racing round wins, and I believe he came in second in one night in donuts. If I don't remember, but I believe he was somewhere close to getting another win. But
Yeah,
yeah,
and then
besides that, like with Dalton, uh, great racer. He's really dominant in this racing bracket. I think he's gonna finish with the best racing record for this tour.
yeah, I think he might. And so there's a couple of reveals that actually flew under the radar, and they came from East. One of them was Zombie on the hook chassis, and I say it looks nice with the black rims.
I do like that.
I like it. And then Jurassic Attack had a new reveal with a all new green body with the blue eyes and blue lights. Well, not like light LED lights, but it's like lights on the cheek. So it's like this one. I actually had to just think about it once I saw the racing win highlight. I looked at the body and I was like, "Oh wait, it's new," and they didn't even say anything about it.
Yeah, no, I it's cool. It's something different. I
Because
wonder
I
if
thought it was,
Paul's gonna run just the normal blue one on toughest. I believe they're on toughest.
I don't think they're running. Because Paul
No.
said he's not going to be driving this season.
Oh, I thought
Because
the two Jensens were okay. Maybe I
no, and
misread that.
all and then all I think all their trucks are in Monster Jam at the moment. Because we have Dave and Shay on West, Dalton and Hunter in East, and then Mike Christensen and Travis Mowry in Red. So I think that is all of them, if I believe
Okay, I
I'm
think you're
not wrong.
right.
Because I think Travis is running the metal shop chassis that Paul uses.
Okay, yeah, I think you're right. Well,
Yeah, and
speaking of
then
new things for Jurassic Attack, I know a lot of few people know about this, and I posted about this. Jurassic Attack has a new theme.
that I saw
I don't know
too.
if it was just for the show, but what a banner of a theme song. I don't know why they changed it to this. I absolutely love the song. I don't know if it fits the truck. Cult of Personality, famously, people know the song with CM Punk. But yeah, no, it's a banner of a theme song, and yeah, I think it's cool, but it's kind of weird to put it on a dinosaur truck.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I questioned it today. I was like, does it fit or does it not fit? Like it's a cool song for a truck, but for a Triceratops theme truck. I'm like, I like the old song better,
Yeah,
even though it's just an instrumental of Seether, um, or Slither, I think it was called.
yeah, but it also fit the truck, so that's why it was great.
Yeah, but yeah, it's like you can't go wrong. You can't go wrong with this song because it's a pretty good song. So we'll just accept it as if it's new theme song for this year.
All
And
right.
then moving on.
So yeah, I was about to say, moving on to Wes.
So
Uh,
moving on to West. Go ahead.
all right, I'll do this one, I guess. Now Tristan England, the GOAT, former. I don't know if it's 3 or 4. Uh, 3, 4 triple threat or just arena championships.
I think he's a
With
three-time.
standing for 3.
No, I think he's
Standing.
two-time. Sorry.
Is it only 2?
Yeah, because he
Interesting.
won. I believe he won 2018 and
I know it's definitely
20.
more than 1.
Yeah, there's more than one. I just can't remember. I don't know if he for sure won 2018. I don't know if it was 2020 that he won. I think it was 2020.
Well, standing first, Tristan England with 96 points, only 3 behind him is Elvis, having a great weekend to start off. Standing third is David Alfer in Velociraptor, also grabbing a couple wins, a donut and a freestyle of the weekend. Kristen Anderson's in fourth with 79. She had a great first show, and the last few she did pretty good, and one of them not so well. Fifth place, the other Team Throttle Monster teammate, Bailey Shea and Monster Mud Dalmatian. Standing sixth is Mark Hall and Raminator. He did pretty well in racing. He didn't grab any wins, but I think he made the final round, I think once.
I
And
think
he
it was the
grabbed a
very first
couple.
show.
Yeah, I think it was the first show. And I know he grabbed a couple more racing round wins as well. Stand seventh is Ashley Sanford in Megalodon with 47. I just realized I didn't say Bailey Shea has 62, Mark Hall 53, and then Ashley Sanford 47. And rounding off the rare is the GOAT Kurt Kramer with 40 points. Also with him, he also grabbed a couple of racing round wins as well. And he stands with only 7 points behind Ashley.
I also noticed this on the website. Uh, they have Ashley Sanford with negative 752 points behind the leader, which is wrong on their
Okay.
part. It should be 52.
So, so Ashley needs to step up her game, apparently.
Oh she's the one setting data last. What is she doing? She's getting, yeah, that's on their part.
Yeah, I think the most surprising thing about this was David Alford didn't get a single racing round win. He's right now 0-4. I think that was the most surprising thing for this.
Yeah, but he did get a couple wins off freestyle and donuts.
Yeah, and he was very close for that overall.
Not only that, to win in your team's hometown.
I think Bailey Shea made it to the final round in one of the shows. Yeah, actually, it was the last one. Yeah, she defeated Kurt, and she defeated both Ram trucks.
Yeah, looking through that, and yeah, she did. She gets defeated by Troloco, and the Sunday show she did take both Ram trucks. Which honestly, for Bailey Shea, she's looking pretty good so far. It's not bad.
Standing fifth place with a solid 62. She has a good cushion for, well, it's only 9 points, but I was about to say a good cushion from separating herself from sixth place.
Yeah.
But
And then the surprising thing here is also that Kristen is sitting in fourth. Because we all did expect her to sit like in the top three, but she's actually knocked out by David Olford just right at top, right on third.
Yeah, that last show, fortunately, she didn't compete in. Well, actually, Elvis didn't either. But Kristen didn't compete in freestyle. She didn't have a really good skills. She only grabbed 13 points in that overall.
Yeah, and then talking about Kristen, they kept her purple beadlocks on the truck, which is great.
I like the different changes. Some gravediggers had the green and some had the purple.
Yeah, no, but sadly, I know they're probably going to change it to those green beadlocks, probably either by Tacoma or in the next couple weeks. It's because it's just bound to happen, unfortunately.
Wow, I didn't even realize Tristan had a 9.8 in freestyle was the score. I believe that is the highest arena score.
That is pretty high. I think that is the highest.
Well, I know that Adam, I believe, had like a 9.919 in freestyle, which is like one of the highest scores of like all time. I don't think it is the highest. I think something else has passed that. But you
Right.
rarely see a 9.9.
Yeah, you barely see a high score that high, especially in arenas.
It was a 9.918.
Yeah, that's pretty high. Yeah, you rarely even see those because usually they always land around the 9.7s or yeah, barely around there. Like usually they land around the 9.4s or 9.5s, but yeah, the highest is for arenas in this case would be 9.8. All right, and so that was all the tours from this past weekend on Monster Jam. And so to be yeah, like I said, this past weekend was a great way to start. Maybe not for stadiums because they all just weren't that good. Oakland
Yeah.
with a lot of rain to deal with. Uh, we had Joseph Rodriguez go to that show, and he got some pretty good footage. So I'd suggest to go check him out. But as far like because everyone was at San Diego, that's why. And then not a lot of footage for the arenas except from Monster Jam highlights, like the real Monster Jam, not an account. But yeah, so this was a great weekend, but just not the best because not everyone was on their game, especially from stadiums.
Yeah, it seemed like Team Digger basically dominated between Ryan, Tyler, and Adam.
Yeah,
Then you had some like nice surprise wins because Independence really went out and racing.
yeah. No, and the surprise win here, my favorite one from this past weekend was John Gordon taking racing.
And also placing third in the overall, which is a nice
Yeah,
start for the season for him.
that's a really great start. Joe Foley also won fifth.
Yeah.
All right, and so
Should
next,
I name the shows that are going on this weekend for every tour?
yes, yes.
All right. So let's start with arenas. For Arena West, we have Tacoma, Washington. There are 5 shows between January 13th and the 15th. That's gonna be a fun weekend for the West tour. We're gonna about to
There's a
see points really
so
split apart.
actually, so I think so for the first 4 shows, I heard they got sold out. They had to include a fifth one.
Oh, did they? I did not know
Yeah,
that.
that's from what I saw. Because usually they always have like 4 weekend show over there in Tacoma, but they threw in the fifth one because every one of them got sold out.
That's very cool.
Yeah,
Tacoma. I've always wanted to go to a Tacoma show, even though I live like literally the opposite side of America from it. But it seems like a fun arena show to go to. Not really
yeah,
arena.
Plus, like the only arena show to get a backflip container in their shows.
All right, moving on to Arena Central, we got Greensboro, North Carolina. Only two shows, one on January 14th and the 15th. So seems like Central points might be still close together after that weekend. And Arena East is Kansas City, Missouri, which is kind of weird because I feel like Greensboro should be the East show. But anyways, the Central or the East show is Kansas City. There's 3 shows, 2 on the 14th and 1 on the 15th. So there's plenty of room for improvement there.
Yeah, and I think Zachary will be going to this show that weekend.
All 3?
I think all 3, yeah.
Moving to Stadium Red, they're going to Anaheim, California. 2 shows this time, since they only did 1. So that means we're about to see drivers maybe take a larger lead. Could be closer together. I'm going to say most likely more drivers might have a farther lead after that weekend. And speaking of a farther lead, Stadium Blue is back in San Diego for round 3 and 4 on the 14th and the 15th. And maybe this time San Diego can actually, use the fan judging correctly and actually vote for drivers that actually deserve the freestyle win.
Yeah, a lot of people. So, since they also are Red is in Anaheim, I hope it's not just San Diego that has this problem, because I think Anaheim sometimes has this problem too when it comes to fan judging freestyles.
Oh no.
Yeah, so this is gonna be fun. Both stadiums are staying at the West Coast again.
We don't have to do the arenas, but you want to make predictions of who's going to win the stadium shows?
Sure. So which one you want to start with?
Let's just start Red since I did that one first.
Yep.
So Anaheim, California. I guess we'll do all the dates. For the first show, who do I have win racing? I'm gonna say Camden Murphy's gonna get his first win, taking the race and win. Who do you think's got racing for the first night?
For racing, I could say Camden too. I would go with Colvin Art Black Pro, but it's not like Corey Romo last year where he was consistent in the first couple weeks in racing. It doesn't just happen to every independent driver, so I'm going with Camden on this one.
I'm honestly more surprised that Corey didn't even get a race and win for that tour.
Yeah.
I don't. For skills, I'm gonna say the professor hopefully can come back. I feel like Tom is always the guy you think of skills with the maximum moonwalk. So I'm gonna say Tom Mentz will get the skills competition win.
Yeah, no, for skills. So I want to say Tom, but I want to see if the Megalodon effect, fan effect, can go right for Todd LeDuc. For skills, especially because Todd's been doing really great in skills recently. He likes to do bicycles and to stoppies and moonwalks. He likes to do the full moonwalks. So let's see how that can play out for him now that he's in a new ride.
Well, you got me there because freestyle, I was going to go with Todd LeDuc and Megalodon taking home his first ever competition win in Megalodon.
Now that's where you got me, because now I'm going the opposite of who I said I wanted for skills. Tom, I can see Tom getting going all out for freestyle, especially since he didn't get to in Oakland. But at the same time, I think he's going to try and save up that truck for the next show. But yeah, I can see Tom winning freestyle just because, new. And also about this, so I guess this is Tom's new chassis, which is Max D13.
That's interesting.
I think so. I think if correct me if I'm wrong. I think this might be a new chassis. If not, it's still an XD9.
I do not know that answer.
Yeah, no. So if anyone, please let us know. All right.
For
So
the for the overall, I'm gonna say Tom gets it.
yeah, I could say either Adam or Tom.
I'm gonna say most likely Tom because he's probably gonna be going balls to the wall after not competing at all in the
Yeah.
this past weekend.
Oh yeah.
Do
And
you want to
then
do the
what?
second
What?
show or do you want to do the other
Might as
one?
might as might as well since we're here. I guess I'll start. So for racing, I'll go with Cameron again.
All right. Racing for me, I'm gonna say Adam because normally when I think of racing, I think Adam is a better racer than he is skills in freestyle. Even though that kind of didn't happen this past.
Right. And for skills, I'm gonna go with Todd again, just to see how well that goes for him.
Hmm. All right. For me, I'm gonna go with Caleb Blood. I'm gonna go with Caleb Blood. I think she really has improved,
Right.
and I think she has a shot at that.
So that's not a bad pick. And then for freestyle, as much as I want to pick the same guy again, I'm actually go with Adam Anderson on this one because it's no secret that he likes to go all out on last show of every weekend,
Hmm.
especially
Uh,
yeah.
Trying to think who I'd pick. I'm gonna go with an upset. I'm gonna think Nick Pagliarulo is gonna get the freestyle win in the last show of that weekend. For the
Right.
overall, uh, that's tough. I'm gonna say Adam, even though I hate saying that.
Yeah. So
So who do you got?
for overall, I could see Adam. If he lands in pretty decent spots in skills and racing and freestyle.
Yeah,
Um, but like I want to say Tom, just because I want to see him catch up after having a tough weekend in Oakland with 0 points. So far he's rocking 0 points. We'll see how he does this weekend in Anaheim.
yeah. Hopefully he can catch up.
Yeah, because that 20th anniversary is not looking too hot. So moving on from Anaheim to Blue.
but it does look hot.
Oh
It has
yeah, no, it's
flames.
fire. The truck itself is fire. The season for him is not going so hot.
Yeah, I know.
So moving on from red to blue, they're just down a couple miles from Anaheim in San Diego, same stadium. So for racing, I could see Ryan taking a win on this. I hate seeing another team digger on this one, but it's whether you're Meninga or Anderson, and it's racing,
Yeah,
especially with this new one. I could see one of them going out, but I'm going with Ryan on this one.
yeah. I was gonna go with Ryan as well since he doesn't have the racing win yet, and I think he's gonna get it this weekend.
Yeah, all right. And then for skills, this one is a little bit hard to predict because Mark Liz so far has been getting better at his skills, especially with the Matador Moonwalk that they just named. I actually like that
Yeah,
name, to be honest. So this is basically the maximum moonwalk, but it's just an El Toro Loco version of it, Matador Moonwalk. So for this one, I'm gonna go with Mark on this one.
For me, I'm also gonna pick Well, not also, but I'm gonna pick Ryan again. I think he's gonna run off with this tour.
Yeah. And then freestyle will for sure will be interesting after the terrible, terrible mess that was both shows, especially on the second show where Ryan was actually absolutely furious with the officials about the RII. So for freestyle, just because he's gonna be driving this truck like a madman, the Hoonigan way, Ryan Anderson.
I'm gonna pick the good old zombie arms. I'm gonna pick Bari because I feel like Bari's strongest is his freestyles.
Yeah,
Skills, he always does the classic slap wheelies, which unfortunately doesn't get the fans voting high.
yeah, doesn't get the pop that it needs.
Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna say Bari gets his first 2023 win,
Yeah, and then
and for
for
yeah,
overall, mine's no secret because racing and freestyle leads to that. So it's for Ryan.
yeah. I picked Ryan to win racing and skills, so I'm gonna go with Ryan getting the overall.
Right. And then for show two, they have another one. So for racing, I'm going with Tyler on this one. I hate saying that again, but
Yeah,
it's just true. This tour is way too easy for both of them.
I get. Like it's kind of like the exact same thing from last year. Like they should have thrown in either Tom or Todd against these two,
Yeah,
but fortunately, it's basically the same.
yeah,
But see, now what they need to do is put Adam and Ryan on the same tour, minus the 2021 one, which really didn't. Well, it did count, but no one really is going to remember that.
right.
But for racing, for me, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go with a shock hit here. Well, I don't think it's that much of a shocker. Well, actually, I should say shark. Or I'm gonna go with Corey Rumble and Megalodon.
Nice.
I think he's gonna get that racing win, making to the final round like 3, 4 times in a row last year.
Yeah, and then for skills, just because I want to see this happen, Joe Foley for an axe for skills.
Yep, he definitely has a shot. He finished third in the first show,
Yeah, and he did
so he
actually. He
definitely
has
has a
a,
shot.
and then sitting in fifth is like he wants to actually want to like go hard, to go higher. So for skills, I do definitely have Joe.
For me, I'm gonna go with your prediction from the first night. I'm gonna go with Markless and El Toro Loco. Like what you said, don't really need to say anymore. Him doing the maximum moonwalk like Tom, he definitely he definitely is going to be a contender in the skills competition.
Mhm. And then on to freestyle, the pinnacle of the show. I'm going with Mark on this one. He was robbed in that first night. So for this fourth time, I see him getting a win on for this time.
For me, man, that's a it's the first person that came to my head. I'm gonna go with it. I think getting his second win of the season. I think John Gordon, Bad Company, is gonna get the freestyle win on the second night because you can't count out John Gordon in freestyle. He was the first person to get multiple freestyle wins on his tour last year. Because meanwhile, that tour that he was on last year, I believe it went from like 7 different freestyle winners until someone grabbed a second one, and he was the first person to do it.
Right.
So I think Jay Gore is going to get the freestyle win.
Yeah, and like I said, freestyle will for sure be interesting a lot more since Ryan called out the officials. But not only that, the fan judging was terrible. Those last two shows. So we were just going all out with those predictions. But yeah, this one will be fun to watch for sure.
Oh, we didn't even do the overall for the second
Yeah,
night.
we're just gonna get there.
Oh, okay. So who do you got?
So for overall, it could be Tyler's day if it goes right for him in placing decent and racing skills and freestyle.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. I had three different winners. Tyler wasn't one of them, but there's always that chance where that guy that didn't win any events who could place second on every single event, which I feel like that's just going to happen on the second night. So I think Tyler's going to get it.
Yeah. Plus, so far he's looking good. It's just a fan judging. That's his problem.
Hmm.
But yeah, this one will be fun to watch. And this last weekend that they will be having at San Diego. I'm not sure as in tour wise for California for stadiums especially because arenas have some coming up in the next months. But
Yeah, I
yeah, that
hope
was
San Diego is going to be better than this past week.
I hope so. Yes, if you're from San Diego or if you're going to San Diego, please vote accordingly. Like by the skill, not just by favoritism, please.
And not because you saw the first backflip.
Yeah. So score accordingly and fair. Coming sincerely, everyone.
Sincerely, basically every Monster Jam fan that been in this industry for over a decade.
Yeah, even the drivers, they didn't like that.
I know
But yeah,
Tristan has called it out.
oh yeah, no. So yeah, that was blue. That was blue from San Diego, and so to go over some quick highlights, even though we just already did. Uh, which one did you like?
Which
What
tour?
were what were some highlights that you liked that happened over this weekend?
Uh, Having John and Cole win racing was really great. Uh, Marklis's unbelievable freestyle that he did. That was like one of the best stadium freestyles I think I've seen in probably a good few years. That was he really just went out and did it.
Yeah, and I also saw
Uh,
that he stuck a wheelie after that backflip.
yeah, he just kept it there for like a good 10 seconds before letting it down.
Yeah,
For arena sides, Jamie Sullivan getting two donut wins was great to see. What else? Hunter Souza has really proven himself on why he's such a great driver, doing pretty well. Of course, Dalton Widener having a fantastic first start of the season, and
yeah,
how great the Central Tour is of how close it is.
yeah. And so some of my favorite highlights, I'll go by tour as well. So for West is David Olfrey getting a couple wins and doing it in freestyle. For Central is Cody for sure. He's looking real hot right now. And then East, Dalton as well, especially those racing and donut wins, and then those two overalls that he picked up.
Yeah,
And then as far as the stadiums, I don't have a lot, but like the mark lists, backflip to wheelie from Blue is one of my favorites, and then from Red was that Gravedigger save off the backflip. Looked real awesome. That was real awesome.
yeah, no, kind of like the same thing. We kind of have like the same exact things going out.
Yeah. So for we can't wait to see how this weekend will play out. Uh, so thanks for coming on tonight's episode. Where will people find you once again?
People can find me at Doorzy on Instagram and YouTube, DORR space Z, and that's me.
All right, and then you can find me at Lane_Flores 2 on Instagram. And sorry if you sound so burnt out. This is a late recording, So
Yeah, it's
yeah,
midnight where I am right now.
it's midnight. It's like it just hit 10 where I'm at, but it's like I was contemplating doing this. I'm like, do I want to do this? And I was like, screw it, I'll do it. But yeah, sorry if we sound so burned out, but we'll sound better on the next one. Don't forget to follow Steel Time Sports League on Instagram and YouTube. Don't forget the merch, and also uh, Beam League is still running. That's pretty much it. Uh, Thanks for coming on tonight's episode, everyone. Thanks again, Zach.
Yeah, absolutely. And just
All
remember,
right.
the Steel Titans World Finals is going to happen in 2036.
Oh yeah. So we'll see you then. All right. Thanks for coming, everyone. We'll see you at the next STSL.
See ya.